Welcome, Virgo. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and I pulled for you for this second quarter, April, May, and June reading, the Five of Pentacles, describing a way that you are actively changing a role that you have been assigned, a role you've been conditioned to play, a role that you have assumed without questioning its appropriateness for your skills or your desires, your aspirations, your potential. I feel like you're walking away from an old life, whatever that means to you. You are severing relationships that have enabled you to play small, that have expected you to provide everything, home, and abundance. And in that way, you are rethinking the path of your own life's pleasure, joy, victory, the celebration of your achievements, your accomplishments, the way in which you have grown. It feels as though you're actually acknowledging that you're no longer the person that assumed these responsibilities or relationships, and the degree to which you have expanded, despite your desire to keep things close to your chest, to keep your worldly accomplishments separate from your private life. It's something that you're recognizing is no longer serving you. You're looking for a greater integration of who you are at a basic soul essence level and who you are in the world. This is a general reading, Virgo, so it isn't going to resonate for all of you. If you're interested in a personal reading, information for that is in the description box below. And I welcome all of you, particularly my familiar friends, and I value the time that you're spending with me. So for the month of April, you have the Hermit card, and this card is very often aligned and associated with you, Virgo, as someone who requires a lot of protected, safe, focused space in order to do the sorting, the organization, the thinking, the attention to detail, the careful teasing out of an idea to a clear explanation is coming specifically to me. This is almost describing a writing process that may be relevant to what many of you do professionally. There's a way that you have kept your feelings to yourself about a lot of things, and you are not comfortable sharing personal feelings, and in that way you may channel your personal feelings, including anger, frustration, disgust, exhilaration, love, admiration, within, having difficulty feeling vulnerable, having difficulty appearing vulnerable, not knowing how to express feelings, particularly to intimates, in a way that can open up a dialogue. And I do feel that this dialogue you would like to open up in relationships is something that you have increasingly been having with yourself. So I feel as though you are establishing the you that goes beyond what others see. And this is a time perhaps in your life when you are recognizing that there is still more for you to achieve in your particular professional arena, your work, your family, your community. In May, you have the Two of Pentacles, which I believe is a time when you are in discussion, you are reflecting in of all areas of your life, who you have been and what you now feel is a more appropriate place for you, a more appropriate uh, outgoing regard for the very many changes you've made within yourself and the way that that has prepared you for the world that you increasingly want to contribute to, participate in. So I see you having a role customarily as an observer, a commenter, a critic, even a teacher. And there is so much more to you, so much more passion that you bring, including what you've learned, that you are looking for ways to update your skills, your ability to communicate with new tools and technology so that you can not only expand your presentation, but you can bring it to unlikely communities, those that are more closely aligned with your own talent or hobby or pastimes, things that you do that may have been the inspiration for the career or profession that you've chosen. In June, the Ace of Cups. I feel that you have gained so much positive self-regard because of the changes you've made, and they've been unexpected. This is not as though you decided to leave the past behind and go off to some new rosy horizon. Actually, I feel that you began suffering from the amount of almost claustrophobic uh, emotional environment within you. There were not enough outlets to express what you were feeling, and that has forced you into a position to recognize the worlds and experiences within yourself. This is prompting you to not only address the past and look at the lack of love that you may have experienced. Not that there was no love, but there was a very conditional experience of love that you have customarily exchanged with your former relationships or past relationships. This must be around family, maybe old friends, a role that you always took on to provide, to protect, without receiving or even expecting much back in return. And the weight of that, the crushing pressure of not being fueled at your heart level, has prompted you to recognize your ability to heal yourself, to love yourself, to actually fall in love with yourself, particularly because you are recognizing your flawed nature, your imperfect nature, your holding on to things that have outlived their usefulness for you. And this is part of you recognizing that you are more than capable of providing yourself with those things, even those intangible things that others have not or cannot provide for you. I'm going to uh, pull an oracle card and hope, Virgo, that this is resonating with you so far. If you're interested, if you're liking this video, please like this video. Please share this with others if you're so inclined. And please subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate all the ways that you support me. And I've pulled the change card. I understand that nothing can grow or evolve without movement. And I do feel that there has been an almost stifling routine to your life. There are many exciting aspects of whatever it is you do, and travel is something that comes immediately to mind as being deeply integrated into your work, a source of pleasure for you, a way to see things in the world, particularly that you are commenting on, studying, observing. It's a real link to the humanity that you may experience less of in your day-to-day routine life. And what you are acknowledging now are the changes that you have already been experiencing within. That change has been provoking or evoking growth within you. That growth leads to a greater expansion of your capacity and your willingness to pursue yet unmet potential. I'm going to clarify the Hermit in April with the Devil card and the Hierophant. So this is really about absolutely learning from the past. You've already figured and begun to identify those elements of your past life, your routine, or even the structure of your life that you have assumed, probably from your family of origin, that you are recognizing is outdated, outmoded, is not facilitating your movement through the world now. And with Mercury as your ruling planet, it's important that you are able to follow the news, to stay aware of what's happening around you. That's what the currency you work in. If it's even from a historical perspective. And those routines, that structure that frames your life has become stifling, has become a block to newer experiences of expansion and growth for you. But with the Hierophant, your engagement with the past and with some realizations you've come to about your limitations and restrictions, you're actually valuing again the very currency you deal with, and that is learning from the experiences. The deflation you're experiencing can be a part of not recognizing the lessons and the change that you have sustained. And in that exploration with yourself, you're actually committing more deeply to releasing things that no longer serve you, relationships that are one way, that are not reciprocal, that do not love you back, that do not support you or even recognize you. This is what you are understanding is the value in change for you now. And this value in change, in part, elevates the work that you do. You are in a position to help others gain the information that you have, that you are creating, that you are disseminating, perhaps that you're teaching. At some level, the teacher always comes up with the Hierophant card, but overall, you're committed to the field of your activity at a new level, at a more personal level. So you're understanding perhaps some theoretical aspects of your work in a much more personal way. And that's what is the key to making your ideas more accessible to others. It is drawing that personal connection that elevates your work to a new level and actually drives the notions of inclusion that you promote in your work. In May, the Two of Pentacles is clarified by the Death card and the Seven of Jades. You're absolutely assessing the status of your work. You may be at a stasis of some sort where you are preparing for a transition. This can be, for some of you, a sabbatical that you're preparing for. Depending on the kind of work you are doing, this could be a transition into a stage of retirement. This can be a flat out retirement, but you're really looking at how you've invested in yourself and how you want to continue to invest in yourself moving forward. This is a lot about recognizing your achievements, valuing your achievements, rather than looking at what is yet to be done or accomplished. With the Death card, I again feel that you are putting an end to either relationships or a situation. It can be both. That you recognize are part of the structure that you are releasing. It feels played out. It feels like you've done all you can do in a particular capacity, and that any growth, any new adventures are going to require a more physical change. That can be a change of location. The job itself can be changing. The home can be changing. Even the purposes with which or for whom you travel are changing, but you are releasing what you have been trained and conditioned to do, and you're moving forward in an area that allows you to reformulate, rebirth, restructure, reframe the work that I see no signs of you stopping, giving up. I only see you advancing further in your current avocation. In June, the Ace of Cups is clarified by the Ten of Staffs and the Magician. So first, the Ten of Staffs is actually the literal work of laying down your burdens. Those tasks, responsibilities, obligations that are completed, that have, in all likelihood, depleted you, primarily because they have uh, required or expected a lot of your effort and gave back little in return. You may have climbed the career ladder to your satisfaction, but when you consider the quality of the work that you have invested, the rewards have not been as critical as the way that you're envisioning your effort moving forward. Because those for whom you worked or with whom you worked were not able or willing to acknowledge the breadth of your contribution, you're now in a position to uh, reinvest in aspects of your work, your profession, that are going to give you the personal satisfaction beyond the career, the profession, the accolades. This is about your personal growth, your renewal, actually, as a human being. This is your entering into the realm of your purpose, so that you have delivered a job well done, quite possibly in one of the healing or social service arenas, but coming to a place of joy around your gifts and your definite talents and powers. You are really opening up the doors to that within yourself, and you expect, you trust, you know that the rewards will be coming, if in no other area than in your sense of personal pleasure, joy, satisfaction, contentment, the sense that you are fulfilling your potential, that you are doing things based on your desires and your goals, the dreams you have yet to achieve. With the Magician here, echoing the Ace of Cups, you are in a place where you count, you matter, you center. And it's not in the self-abnegating way where you're there doing the work of others because you are reliable, you are trustworthy, and others trust and depend on you. However, you're understanding that a cup empty cannot fill other cups. So you are understanding that it is your clarity, direction, power, ability to participate at the level that you understand you're able and willing, that the world needs, is your starting point in reframing your effort, reframing your work, your calling, your purpose. I'm going to finish up this reading, Virgo, with a talisman oracle and hope that you've gathered some insight. And I pulled Healing Energy, a beautiful card which is intended to, in and of itself, be a kind of talisman, a good luck fortune, something that helps us hold on to our intentions towards growth, healing, empowerment. I'm going to read what the book handbook says. Healing energy. Take a moment to reconnect with your true self. It's time to heal the wounds you might carry, dissolve the stress, and replace the negative energy blocking your radiant character. Little insecurities can become trigger points, so it's time to affirm our values and embrace our quirks. Sometimes self-examination can be scary. Intuition will help you to read people's body language and facial expressions if they are in a disagreement with your words and actions. Allow time and space to practice putting your newly found feelings into words, but know that your present situation will benefit significantly from your keen intuition. Use this card to strengthen your intuitive abilities and psychic insight. Meditate with this card when you feel your instincts rising in a tricky situation. Focus on this image to awaken your third eye and enter into the realm of your higher consciousness. Rub your forehead gently and imagine opening up your third eye. I am awake and I see. If you're interested in more content, Virgo, follow the video that's listed here, and thank you for a beautiful reading. Until next time, namaste.